Hello dear students, welcome back to your class. Today we shall start our chapter number 7, that is ratio and proportion. So what is the meaning of ratio? A ratio is a comparison between two quantities. In the previous chapter we have discussed about fractions. Fractions is a part of whole, but ratio is a comparison of two quantities. See, here are three triangles and two squares. So their comparison is 3 and 2. So we can write it as 3:2. And the first term of the ratio is called antecedent and second term is called consequent. Now we shall do our exercise 7.1. See the first term, it is given 2 hours and 55 minutes. So we have to convert it in the lowest fraction or lowest form. So firstly we will convert this in lowest fraction, then we will write it in ratio. See, 2 hours means 2 multiply 60 minutes because 1 hour contains 60 minutes. So here we can write 120 minutes ratio 55 minutes. So cancelling out the terms, we can write 24:11. Now see the fourth sum. The angles of a triangle are in the ratio 3:7:8. So we have to find each angle. So sum of all angles of a triangle we know is 180. So here we can write, firstly we have to find the sum of ratios. So sum of ratios will be 3 plus 7 plus 8, that is 18. So first angle will be first angles ratio upon total. 3 divided by 18 multiply 180, multiplying with the total quantity. So here total quantity is 180 degree. So cancelling out the terms, we will write the answer 30 degree. In the similar way, we can find the second and the third angle. For the second angle, place 7 in the numerator and total in the denominator of the ratio. Total of the ratio is in the denominator and total of the quantity is multiplied. So in this way, you have to do the sums of ratio. Next, we shall do the sixth sum. In the sixth sum, there are three numbers in the ratio 1/2, ratio 1/3, ratio 1/4. So we have to find the numbers if the sum of the numbers given is 260. So these ratios are in fractions. So firstly we will convert it into the simple whole number ratio. For this, firstly take the LCM of these denominators 2, 3 and 4. LCM of these is 12. So multiplying 12 with each of these ratios. So here 1/2 into 12 is 6, 1/3 into 12 is 4, 1/4 into 12 is 3. So above ratio can also be written as 6:4:3. Now do the sum in the similar manner. That is, firstly, what is the sum of the ratios? That is 13 and sum of the numbers is 260. So first number will be the ratio of the first number divided by sum of all ratios multiply 260. So here after cancelling out the terms, you will get the answer 120. In the similar way, you can find the second and the third number. Next we will do the seventh sum. So in the seventh sum, the total number of students in a school are given 130 and the ratio of girls to the boys is 2:3. So we have to find firstly the ratio of number of boys to the total number of students. See, total number of students are 130 and number of boys will be, so ratio is given ratio of girls to the boys is 2:3 and sum of ratio is 5. So number of boys will be 3 divided by 5 because boys are in the ratio 3. So 3 divided by 5 should multiply by the total number of students, that is 130. So cancelling out the terms and multiplying 3 with 26, we will get the answer 78. So in the same way, you have to do the sum. Firstly, if they are asking for the ratio of total number of students to the number of girls, firstly find the number of girls, then divide it by total number of girls. So here firstly find the number of girls, then the ratio is given by total number of students to total number of girls. So firstly written total number of students. So firstly write the total number of students in the numerator and total number of girls in the denominator and then cancel the terms and then you will get the answer. So be careful which number is told the first step. So you have to place it in the numerator and the second number in the denominator. Ratio of the number of boys to the number of girls. So number of boys is 78 and number of girls is 52. Cancel the terms and you will get the answer. That is 3:2. Now, what is the meaning of proportion? In proportion, there are if two terms in ratio A and B, and they are equal to, and they are the between terms. In between terms are called mean, and the outside terms are called extremes. So here, if they are in proportion, they follow a rule. That is, product of means is equal to product of extremes. So here, this is the symbol of proportionality. So if four quantities are in proportion, then we write it as A:B proportional to C:D. And in this exercise, we will also deal with the unitary method. That is, finding out the value of one from many, and then the value of many from the one is called as unitary method. Firstly, we will find the value of one quantity from many, and then we will find the value of many quantities from one quantity. There are two types of proportions, that are direct proportion and indirect proportion. In the direct proportion, if one thing is increasing, the second thing decreases. Also increases. Direct means same. If one is increasing, second will also increase. And in the indirect proportion, if one quantity is increasing, second will decrease. So they have inverse kind of relation in the indirect proportion. See the exercise 7.2. State which of the following are in proportion. Second sum, 2 kg ratio of 80 kg and 25 centimeter ratio to 25 centimeter. So firstly, find its ratio, that is simplest form, it is 2 divided by 80. So cancelling out the terms, we will get the ratio 1:40. And the next one is 25 centimeter. 6 is 25 centimeter, and cancelling out the terms, you will get 1:25. So here the ratio is same. Since the ratio are not equal, this one is 1:40 and second one is 1:25. So they are not equal. These ratios are not equal, so they are not in proportion. Next one is third part of the second sum. That is, we have to find the value of x if they are in proportion. So here 2:6 proportion to 6:18. So to find it whether they are in proportion or not, we can apply the formula, that is product of means is equal to product of extremes. Mean terms are 6 and x. So multiplying these, and extreme terms are 2 and 18. Multiplying these to find the value of x will remain here and 6 will divide here. Then cancelling out the terms, you will get the answer as 6. Next we will do the first sum of the third part. We have to find the value of x if they are in continued proportion. Now the statement given is 18x and 50. So we can write the middle term 2 times. So we can write it as 18:x proportion to x:50. So here again applying the formula, product of means is equal to product of extremes. That is, x multiply x equals to 50 multiply 18. So we can write it as 900. Then again we can write 900 as 30 multiply 30. So from here our value of x will be 30. Now the fifth sum is find the mean proportion between 16 and 25. We will do now the ninth sum. Fifth sum. In the fifth sum we are given that we have to find the mean proportion between 16 and 25. So let the mean proportion be x. So we can write it as 16:x proportion to x:25. Again applying the formula and doing in the similar manner, you can do the fifth sum. Ninth sum is a worker is paid rupees 750 for 6 days work. If he works 23 days, how much will it get? So firstly see, this sum is in direct proportion. So we will write that 6 days pay of the worker is 750. So 1 day pay will be less, that is 750 divided by 6, that is 125. Now 23 days pay of the worker is 23 multiply 125. So our answer will be 2875. And the last sum is, a water tank can be filled in 7 hours by 5 equal sized pumps working together, and how much time will 7 pumps will take? So this is in inverse proportion. So 5 pumps fill in 7 hours, so 1 pump will take more time, that is 7 multiply 5, that is 35 hours. Now 7 pumps, if you work together, they will take less time, so it will be 35 divided by 7, that is 5 hours. So in this way you have to do the sums. Now open your notebooks and note down the homework. Your homework is to solve exercise 7.1 and 7.2 in your notebook. Thank you.